So let's talk about chaos today. Chaos in life and chaos that I see going on in the country. Everywhere I look, I see chaos. I see confusion. I see things that just don't make sense to me. I see so much that used to be abnormal now just being accepted as normal. And for the life of me, I don't understand. I see little girls dressing and acting as little boys. And that's just accepted as normal nowadays. I see little boys dressing and acting as little girls, and that's just accepted as normal nowadays. Fathers not taking care of their kids or even with their families. Women having multiple children out of wedlock. I saw a story the other day on, I believe it was YouTube. Girl was 33 years old, I believe, and she has 7 kids. And I'm thinking to myself, 7 kids. Do you know that you pretty much just ruined your chances of ever finding a husband or hell, even probably a decent man? Because most men nowadays, anyway, 7 kids, no one wants to deal with that. And then I look at the chaos in schools where they have metal detectors, and some schools I hear even have security guards. That's unheard of to me. And then I see the way kids interact with their teachers and the staff at the school is so disrespectful. I saw one video where a guy actually slapped a teacher. And I'm thinking, wow, that in my day, that would have never happened. They bring guns to school. And I don't even want to get on that. The weapons that are available to these kids, how do they get them? First off, how do these weapons get to the streets? How are they getting on the streets? How are these kids able to obtain these weapons so easily? Why do they feel a need to have these guns? And it's not just one gun, it's multiple guns. And then it's the type of guns. It's not just 38 revolver, which in itself is bad enough. We're talking about 9 millimeters, 40 calibers, 45s, AKs, AR-15s, military guns that shouldn't even be nowhere on the streets. But we have this gun addiction in our country, and it's constantly being fueled by TV and the NRA and hell, even some of our political leaders. So no wonder everybody's addicted to guns. And we have this morality issue in our country where if it feels good, go ahead and do it, which is why the rate of infectious diseases and AIDS and other sexually transmitted diseases is so high. There's just, this doesn't even remind me of the country that I grew up in. There's no more respect for anyone or anything or any institution anymore. People just pretty much do what they want to do. If it feels good, go ahead and do it. Why not disregard the next man? Who cares about another person's feelings? The anger, the hatred, the hatred. Ah, God, sick of it. I grew up in an area in a time when racial division was just what it was. We were just coming out of the '60s, and it's what it was. But I really honestly had thought that it was dying out in this country because I hadn't seen it for a while, or maybe I just isolated myself from it. But it's definitely back, or it's made a resurgence to the surface. It's out there in full force. I think a lot of these kids are shocked by it because they honestly hadn't been exposed to it, but they're getting the full exposure now. I don't know. I look at our country, man, and we're not that shining beacon on the hill anymore. We're a country in moral decline and in decline, period. I think every great empire falls. It has its time, it shines, and it falls. And I think that's what we're seeing. I think we're in the death throes of a fall here in this country. Now, how, when I say fall, are we going to totally collapse into nothing? I don't know. But we're definitely headed in that direction. Our leadership is so weak. we have no real leadership anymore. I can remember a time we had strong leadership. Whether you liked who was in office or not, they were undeniably pretty strong leaders, and they were well respected. But now we don't have that either side. I'm not picking a side. I think all of them are pretty weak. But I look at these kids, man, and they're our future. They're the future of this country. And you look at the state that the kids are in, and we don't really have a future. That's because the parents aren't doing their jobs. They're not actively participating in their children's lives like they once did. The problem with that is if you don't fill your child's mind up, somebody else or something else will fill their mind up, and it won't necessarily be with positive things. I think that music, television, social media, all these things are playing a part, man, into this overwhelming acceptance of just immorality and dehumanization of each other. We again, we don't even treat each other like humans anymore. We hate each other so much, and I don't understand where that comes from. It feels like we've lost faith in everybody and everything in this country. No one trusts the government anymore, court system, news media, which of course I truly understand not trusting the news media, but we don't trust anymore. You can't build a community without trust. But what do you think the problems are? Why have we become like we are? And how did we get to this point? I guess that's what I'm really trying to get at. How did we get here? And better yet, how do we get back from here? Or have we already reached the point of no return? Drop it in the comments and let me know what you guys think.